Hi, I'm Tony. This is iNet Squirrels, and this is a Hive Zeus version 1. I got it from eCISO. It's a used server. Have two of these already, and then with another server, I actually have a Proxmox cluster running. The server that is not a Hive Zeus, I want to repurpose and use that for other things, which we'll go into detail probably in another video. So this is just getting this server put online to do the same functions that one does. And what did I get? So I'll bring you in a little closer, we'll look it over, see what I'm going to put into it, and then get it set up. So this can be easily opened with the thumb screw in the back. Slide it back. Once you unscrew it all the way, and I'll put this to the side. And this is what they all look like. Fortunately for me, it came with the hard drive cage already. I didn't order that, but they seem to throw these into everything, which is good. I will just have another spare for something or another. I don't know. It already came with two SATA cables, which is awesome because I've never had both at the same time, so that's awesome. And everything else looks to be pretty good. We do have our PCIe riser. I'm going to stick a 10 gig SFP into that. And yeah, looking pretty good. The fans all look like they're in there. Awesome. It came with 32 gig of memory. This memory is going to go away and go back into the other server. I have 128 gig that I'm going to pull out from there, stick it into here, and we'll be ready as far as that goes. So let's slide this stuff to the side and pull this out like that. And I get my hard drives added into the cage. Just hold this so I don't wreck my wife's table. So here I have two Western Digital 500 Blues. They only are going to serve as one for a boot drive, the other one for onboard storage for synchronizing in between the cluster, different VMs. Eventually I'm going to move to NFS storage for all my VMs across 10 gig, but this is my first 10 gig. So spoiler, there's another video coming out for some more fun stuff there. So yeah, we'll get these loaded. Okay, hard drives are loaded. I only have 3 screws. It's not going to move that often. And when it does, it's only going to be one more time. Good to install. Just drop it onto the little nubs, zip it through. Make sure that goes in there like that. And then we can just connect power. And then since these are kind of somewhat separated, I can look and see if red or blue is SATA 0, which is really hard to see. So this is SATA 1, this is SATA 0, so blue is my SATA 0, blue will be my boot drive. My boot drive I'm going to leave on the bottom. Probably not the best choice in the world, but that's what I'm doing. And red will be my cluster storage, local storage across each. So that's set. Let me grab the 10 gig card that I need, and then I will go shut down the old server, remove the memory out of that, and get everything installed. It'll be good. Alright, so we've got a memory, and these are nothing special. It's just 16 gig sticks, 2800 Rs. Works for this board and the other boards that I have, so that's what we're using for that. These ones set aside, I need those. And then just go to town. Alright, and then this, just an HP dual SFP NIC. Nothing too crazy. It was pretty much the cheapest thing on Amazon. That should have a good chance of working, so that's why I went with it. Just install it here. Put the cover back on her. Get an OS. And work on adding it to the cluster. Okay, now we're back at my computer. Everything is running within that rack, right? So we're going to use the IPMI interface on that board since it's a Supermicro, and finish loading Proxmox on it and then add it to the cluster. So let's just get started. Okay, so when you go to log into this for the first time, for this one, even though everywhere else it says capital admin is supposed to be the username and password, it's roots, all lowercase. Of course, it's going to complain that Java problems, which it's Oracle. So we're going to do two things. So one, I don't like root, even though I do a lot of Linux stuff, but I'm going to set this up with my, actually, before I do that, I'm going to add a new user first. And then I will do mine, so add my user, yay, and then I'll log out. Log in as myself, complain about Java again. Modify user. Yeah. Cool. So that's good. I'm just going to double check, make sure that that login works.
does. And just because we're going back to my user. Yeah. Now, so that's all set up. I'm going to go to remote control, console redirection, plain spot job every time. Keep it, we'll open it. Power it on. So we'll just run through installer real quick. Okay, so basic license stuff, I agree. Where are we going to install it to? First one, yep. United States, time zone. I'm in the Midwest. There, my password. Oops. Three. IP address. We're gonna make this. Oh, 1 second. I actually got to figure out which one I want to use. And it's obviously picking from DHCP, which means I have it on the wrong network. That's all fine and dandy. Oops. Maybe not. Leave it on that one for now. All that is good. All that's doing that. Okay, now that we're back into our cluster here, all I have to do is get the join information from this one. So copy the join information. All right, and then I can go to the other server. All right, so we're just going to navigate to the new server, ignore the warning, log in with credentials that I set it up with. I know. First thing I'm going to do though is I need to update this. It's at 723. I use the same environment 727, so I just want to do that real quick. So and then upgrade. I'll just save you that. Just you'll, when you do that, it brings up another little window with a command prompt that you can click yes to acknowledge all the packages, and then it'll install everything that you have on here. Okay, so now it's upgraded. Still says 7.2-3. There it goes. Just refreshed. So tap 2.7 now. So now I can go back to the other window. And then copy my join information again. And back here. Cluster, join cluster. Paste the code. Get your password. Join cluster. But we can come over here and see that it is showing up there now, so that's cool. You may just be able to leave it like that, so we're going to try that. The only other thing I really need to do with this is I have to set up my storage for all my VMs and stuff, so I go into disks. Oh, okay. The USB is still plugged in. We'll do that, but we'll initialize this with GPT. Bring on the other disk online. How it is. And then we're going to create a new ZFS. Then, bear with me. I need to look up what we actually call it on here, so I just gotta name it the same thing, so that's what I'll do. Hive storage. Select the one that I want, single disk, it's all fine. Uncheck this add storage. If I leave it checked, it's going to add it to the entire cluster. It already exists, so I don't want to add it again to the cluster. In fact, I think it'll even tell you there's an error. So just if it's an existing cluster, make sure you uncheck add storage, click create, and done. Okay, so after this storage is created, almost forgot you have to go to the data center, then storage, at your existing storage, and then pop down and pick Hive 03, our new one. Click OK. Now it'll show there. It'll check it, see it's available. Future episode, we're going to be putting a 10 gig switch into here. That just showed up, so that's ready to go. And then we're going to take this Hive 04, make that a proper TrueNAS server, running Plex. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.